everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This side Priya Bhatia, and in this video we are talking about a very crucial topic with respect to the Excel. I hope you all remember that I have covered up previous two lives where we have talked about that why Excel tool is very much important to understand and to utilize, right? It's not only for the people who are in data science or data analyst domain. As I always say, it's also for those people who really want to, manage their finances, manage their time. It's having very crucial functions which I think everyone should know in order to, get the best out of this tool. So in today's video, I'll try to talk about another amazing concept in Excel, and which is about the pivot table. You will observe that how basically with the help of this concept, even without having the knowledge of the complete functions in Excel, we will be able to analyze our data pretty well. So let's get started. So now here you observe, we will be having a sales data of a bakery shop person, right? So this data contains customer ID. As you can see on my screen, the very first column contains customer ID. Second column contains order ID. Third column is the product name. The fourth column contains how many units that person have sold with respect to the particular product which we have. On which date that person has sold to its customers. What is the estimated revenue he will be able to generate with that product? And what is the estimated cost he has put into in order to, buy that product or package that product and so on, right? So in this way, if you will observe, in a way, we will be having, I think, 7 number of columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, if I'll ask you in a general sense that, can you tell me, with respect to each customer wise, if you will observe, customer ID is a unique ID for every customer, right? So let's say if I'll ask you one question that with respect to individual customers that we have, can you tell me what is the total revenue the customers will be able to generate to that shopkeeper, or how many orders a particular customer is taking up? So what I'm asking from you, let's say you will be having, let's say we will be having a customer ID, right? So every customer has unique customer ID. And in this case, if you will observe that we will be having 5 customer IDs as a unique customer IDs, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So what I'm asking you is a very simple question. I'm saying that can you tell me how much is the total revenue a person is generating? For example, customer ID 1 person is generating, customer ID 2 customer is generating, and so on. In this way, I'll get to know, or my, that salesperson will get to know that, okay, this customer is having a very high priority depending upon how much revenue that customer is generating. Similarly, can I get to know that how many total number of orders a customer is making, right? Individual customer is making. Can we get that number as well? So if you will observe, with respect to the previous videos, if you will refer, we have something called a SUMIFS function, right? Where what we can do is we can apply this function in Excel, SUMIFS. We can say what is the sum range which you want to do the summation. From which column you want to do the summation. I want to do the summation with respect to the estimated revenue. Now, the second thing is what is the criteria range? So the criteria range is the customer ID. Then what is the criteria on which you want to do the summation? Criteria is that whichever is having a customer ID 1, do the summation for that. If I'll just close this bracket, you will observe that you will be able to get the total estimated revenue with respect to the customer ID 1. So what it does is, this SUMIFS function allows me to do the addition for whatsoever customer ID 1, whatsoever revenue is there. For example, 16929, which you can see on my screen, it is doing the addition of that, whichever one is there, it is doing the addition of that customer, revenue part, right? Similarly, if I want to do for every customer, the only thing which you have to do is you can just scroll it down. I think while referring the previous videos, you know what these things are. Automatically, what will happen is the similar kind of formula, if you will open this, will be applicable. Only the criteria will get changed. Only the criteria will get changed. That is, here the criteria will be 5, here it will be 4, here it will be 3, here it will be 2, here it will be 1, right? Makes sense, makes sense. Now, if I'll ask you that how many total number of orders, let's say customer 1 is making. So here what I want to do, I want to count the number of orders. So that's where there is a function called as COUNTIFs, which will help me to count the number of orders that we have with respect to the customer ID 1. So what we can say, what is the criteria range? Again, my criteria range is this customer ID itself, right? What is the criteria? Having customer ID as 1 is the criteria. If I just close this, you will observe that what number I'm getting that with respect to the customer ID 1, there are 92 orders in total that we have. Similarly, if I want to get for every customer ID, I will be able to get a perfect number. So here, if you will observe, customer ID 2 is making 132 orders. Customer ID 3, as per the record, is making 206 number of orders. No, I don't want to replace anything. Customer ID 4 is having 156 total number of orders, and customer ID 5 is making 114 as the total number of orders, right? Perfect. Now let's move ahead. Now the question is, can we able to do the similar task? So here I have done the task via utilizing the functions. I have used the SUMIFs as well as the COUNTIFs function in order to get the total revenue per customer ID or total number of orders per customer ID 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now what I'm looking for is, can I able to do the similar task with the help of something called as pivot table? Will I able to analyze the data without using any kind of a formula? Let's say there is someone who is not even aware about these formulas. Will he or she will be able to, do this kind of analysis or not? The answer is yes. For that, what you're supposed to do, first of all, let's try to create a table. So what we can do is we can manually insert the table, okay? Not this one. So I want to take this table. So if you will observe, automatically it is highlighting this particular table, customer ID, order, product name. Can you see these arrows? So this is coming up. If I just click on OK, you will be able to observe that now a proper colored table you will be able to see on my screen, where we will be having customer ID, order ID, product name, unit sold, date, estimated revenue and estimated cost. Perfect. Now what I will do is, if you will observe in the insert button, you will be having an option of pivot table. I am saying click on this. Okay. What is the selected table or a range? So what I can do, first of all, let me just cancel this. This is the table that we have, right? So what we can do here is, just let me go back. Let me try to again create a table. So this is the table it is picking up. So here what I will do is, here you can see, right? There is an option of table name. I'll try to rename this table name as bakery sales data. Okay. This is my table name. So I have changed my table name to bakery sales data. Now again, I'll go back. So I'll say, what is the table? So it is not selecting a correct table. I'll just click on this and then again, I'll go back. Now it is fine, right? It is selecting a correct table, which I have mentioned, bakery sales data. Now it is saying, choose where you want the pivot table to be placed. Do you want to be placed in the new worksheet or in the existing worksheet? Let's say I want to create in a new worksheet, okay? Perfect. Choose whether you want to analyze multiple tables. No, let's say as of now, okay. Done? Done? Now here if you will observe, automatically a sheet 2 is created, which is a pivot table. You can say pivot table name. Again, if you want, you can rename it. But as of now, let's take it pivot table 1. Here, if you will observe on the right side of my screen, if you will observe, we will be having all the columns that we have, like customer ID, order ID, product name, units sold, date, estimated revenue, estimated cost, right? Apart from this, if you will observe here on my screen, you will be able to get the drag fields between the areas below, which is a filter, column, rows and values. Can you see that? So there are 4 fields which we will be able to get. Make sense? Now what I will do here is, let's say I'm looking for customer ID as the row. So what I will do is I'll try to drag this and drop this in the row. So can you see that on the left side of my screen, you will be able to get the row labels from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the grand total. Can you see that? Similarly, now what I'll do is, I really want to look for, let's say, the estimated revenue in the values term. So what I will do is, I'll drag that and will drop into the values. So now please pay attention here what is happening. If you will observe, in this individual customer ID from 1 to 5, you will be able to observe, you will be getting a sum of estimated revenues. Because by default, what it is doing is, it is doing a summation of individual revenue followed by the customer ID 1, 2, 3. It's kind of the same thing that we have done via the SUMIF function. Can you see the results are also same? 5 to 1 to 5, 1, 9, 0, 3, 4, 0, 7. Same results we are getting, just the formatting is different. The way of looking this is different. But if you will observe, now without using any kind of SUMIF's formula, I am able to get the correct result. I am able to get the sum of the estimated revenues with respect to individual customer IDs that we have, which I was getting in the sheet number 1 as well. But there I was using the concept of SUMIF's function. So the person who is already aware about these functions will only able to get that. But now if there is someone who is not even aware about those functions, but still aware about the pivot table concept, he or she will also able to analyze it very appropriately, very perfectly, right? Now let's move ahead. Let's say I want to check the order ID also. Because if you remember, in the previous sheet 1, we had total number of orders as well. This is the count, right? But if I just drag this order ID towards the values part, let me just drag it. I'm taking it up. You will be able to see that the answer is a little bit different. What you are seeing here we are getting a sum of order IDs. So what is happening here? Why this is different with respect to the answer that we are getting in this sheet number 1? We are getting 92, 132, 206, 156, 114. If you will observe in sheet number 2, you're getting some different result, right? If I just zoom up, so I think now it would be better to see also. So here if you will see, we're getting a very complete different result. The only reason is, what this is doing, it is doing a summation. That's why you're getting a sum of order IDs. Means with respect to the customer ID 1, let's say, whatever be the order ID they have, this addition is happening. But this is not what I want. I want a summation, not summation, sorry. I want a count, right? I don't want a summation. So how basically we can change this? What you can do is, you can try to right click in your mouse, and what you can do is, you can say summarize values by. Now here if you will observe, by default it is taking a sum. That's why we are getting that answer. If I just change it to count, automatically the answer now which you are getting is exactly similar to the answer which we were getting when we were applying a COUNTIF's formula. I hope you are making sense. You are getting a sense of what I'm trying to convey here. That what I was looking for is the count of order IDs, right? Now the headline is also getting changed automatically, that we are looking for a count, not the addition, not the summation of the order IDs. So that's where we will be able to get the count of order IDs as well. So now here you can see that how beautifully, just via the drag and drop, we will be able to get the clear-cut picture of every kind of data analysis that we really want to do. Here if you will observe, when I am saying show values, summarize values by, so all the summation functions, count functions, average function, max mean function, so whatever be the Excel calculator functions we usually have, which we usually apply by making equal to max, and then we provide a given range, similarly for the count, similarly for the sum. Now there is no need to do that. Just by clicking on this beautiful screen, where we will be having a different functions, we can directly click on that and we will be able to get the correct result. Let's say I am looking for So what I can do is, let's say I am trying to do one more thing here. I'll try to take estimated revenue again, and I'll click on the values part. Okay. So now you will say to me that why you're doing this again, because we already have this answer. I know this. What I'm saying is I'm looking for the percentage amount of revenue. Let's say what I'm saying is I'm looking for that how much in terms of percentage I'm looking for. I'm not looking for this addition number. So what I will do is I'll say I want to show values as what is the percentage of column total. So what I will do is I'll just click on this, and now you will be able to see an amazing result, which is the percentage of column total value, which we will be able to get, right? Very beautifully, you will be able to get this result, right? So here you can see that how much percentage out of the column total you will be able to get when you are having customer ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and because we are talking about here percentages, total percent should be obviously equals to 100%, right? Perfect. Now, here if you will observe, one more thing which I just want to show you. Let's say I'll take a product name, and what I will do is I'll try to maybe take this as the filter. So what will happen? If you will see, we have talked about rows, we have talked about values, we have talked about columns. Now what I'm talking about is the filters. See what will happen. You will be able to see on top of my screen the filters value, where on the basis of a product name filter, if you will apply, let's say I'm applying on chocolate chip, what is happening is you will be able to get the corresponding chocolate chip sum of estimated revenue, order ID, percentage of column total. Similarly, I want to look for, let's say, maybe sugar. I'll apply OK. Again, the values will get changed with respect to that particular product name. I hope you are getting a sense that here what we are trying to do is we are trying to apply the filter on the basis of the product name, and with respect to whatever product value you will choose, you will be able to get that corresponding sum of the estimated revenue, count of the order ID, percentage of the column total. So how beautifully you can easily see that we will be able to get the clear results, right? Now let's say what I want to do is maybe I want to analyze the data via the charts. Okay, so what I can do is I will try to apply this Alt plus F1 in order to see a very beautiful chart. Now if you will see, you will be easily able to get this beautiful chart where you will see that you can apply the filter and you can click on OK. So visually also you will be able to clearly see that how beautifully you will be able to capture the results, right? Similarly, let's say I want to do one more thing. Maybe I'll try to make this product name. I'll pick it up again and I'll try to make it maybe rose. So now what will happen? Let's try to understand. So what I will do is, as of now, I will make it quite small. We will talk about this at a later stage. So what we can see here now is, you can see in the row label, you will be having individual products that you have, right? Chocolate chip, fortune cookie. And what you can do is, you can try to minimize it as well. So what you are having is customer ID, followed by, in every product name, you will be having the cost of estimated revenue, corresponding chart you can see. I'll show you it again. And then count the percentage of a column total. If you want to interchange, you want that, product name should come up and followed by the customer ID, you can just make it below and you will be able to see how beautifully you will be able to get the results. Let's say what I want to do, maybe I just want to again get back to the customer ID. So I'll just remove this product name. How we can remove? Just drag it and move it out. You will be able to remove this, right? Automatically your flow chart will become, you can analyze your data with the help of this particular clear visualization as well, right? So this is the overall, beauty about the pivot table, where via just drag and drop, you will be easily able to, analyze your data in a very, very structured way, in a very, very beautiful manner. Maybe let's say, I'll show you one more simple thing that, let's say what I can do is, I'll try to change my record. Maybe for this record, what I can do is, let's say for this customer ID 1, I'll change the revenue to 12408. Automatically, if you will observe, when we will change the data, the value should change, right? Because it should be, I think some values should change. So 522251, because I have changed just now the value. I think you have very carefully checked that. So for that particular value, accordingly, my total revenue for customer ID 1 should change. That's something which I really want, right? If you will observe in this via function, which when I am doing, it is changing. It is reflecting the change. But when I'm going to sheet number 2, it is not reflecting that change. So let's say you want to reflect that change, right? Let's say you want to reflect that change. So what you will do? What you will do? You will go to, so here we will be having a function of pivot table refresh button. I'm just looking for that. Yes, this is where you will be having a refresh button, right? So here if you will see, if I'll just click on this refresh, can you see the numbers will get changed? Here we are getting 52251, the same answer which we are getting here. So in the pivot table analyze, there is a button of refresh. Just click on that in order to refresh all the values which you have added or deleted or changed. So it may happen, right? You will be changing your original data, and then you will feel like that your changes are not reflecting in your visualization or in your values in the pivot table. So what you have to do after every change, it's not like that it will automatically reflect in the sheet number 2. You have to refresh it, okay? Then only it will be able to reflect it. So I think that you will be all in all able to get an idea that how basically we will be able to analyze our data now via this amazing Excel tool. And now I think you will be able to use these things in your day-to-day life as well, whenever you are doing these kind of projects where your task is to mainly analyze the data given any kind of data set. I have just taken a very random example here, but in the real time you might have a very bigger amount of a data where you are dealing, and you want to get results which are very insightful and very fruitful for the company. So I hope that these things will help you all to get that results. So now I hope that you will be easily able to understand the complete concept of pivot tables in Excel. And in future, if someone will give you any kind of a data set, you will be easily able to do the analysis with the help of the concepts of pivot table that you have learned in today's session. So with this, let's end today's video. I hope that you find today's video insightful. If you do, please hit like button, subscribe to my channel, and do let me know in the comment section if you have any sort of doubts, any sort of concerns with respect to this video. So with this, bye-bye everyone. Happy learning to all.